That's of course the hourly viewers keep dropping. And then you've got September, which she streamed 25 hours, a part-time job, after getting the biggest boost you could ever imagine. And she needs a camera. What do you mean you need a cameraman? What do you mean you need an ideas guy? You need to want it. She does not want it. She likes how lit streamers are. She likes how they are looked at. And she believes that, well, if I have all of these resources, then I can have all of that, and I won't have to do all of the work involved. But when you see somebody like a DDG, or you see somebody like a Kai Cenat was doing this on Facebook with his iPhone while he was still in high school. While the guy was in middle school, he was making Facebook videos when he was like 13, trying to entertain people on Snapchat. DDG made how many videos by himself? DDG, I think he was streaming without a cameraman for so long. The idea that you need a cameraman to stream now is so insane. This is like, when people say, like, I don't think Champagne Socialist is. Socialist is a good example of what I'm trying to illustrate, but it's like somebody pulling up to the game, somebody pulling up to hoop with the sleeve and all of that stuff, and they're whack. It's like, oh, you don't need, and then somebody that's just nasty, hooping in sandals, you're like, okay, this guy's got it. Hooping in sandals is crazy. It depends, though. Is it the flip-flop with the thing with the toe in the middle? That's even crazier. Or is it the slides? Slides with the elite socks. That combo was elite at a certain point in time. I don't know about for hooping, but post-hoop session, the elite socks and the slides, that was it. So India Love is just somebody that's just yapping her ear off. She's not serious about this streaming thing, nor is she entertaining. Now, she is entertaining in the context of her with somebody like ADDG, where maybe there is that tension. Their fan base are like, okay, like, what's going on here? And by there, I mainly mean her. And I'll give you an example of a girl who actually did want to stream.
Welcome, sports fans.
She disappeared for a little bit. And that's
for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K Sports.
And that's when you were
Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony courtside. On our sidelines tonight, reporting Allie LaForce. The fans here in New Orleans ready to cheer on their Pelicans in this interconference matchup. These two teams play a beautiful brand of basketball with an emphasis on ball movement.
No hero ball between these two squads, Kevin. And you're right. It is beautiful to watch. The ball moves, the player moves, they find quality shots, and the assists come in bunches.
Game, no good. Here's New Orleans. And now, Allie LaForce has something for us from the sideline.
Willie Green and I got a chance to talk for a bit. Coach and I talked about the development of Franz Wagner since entering this league, and he said he was someone we watched early on. Even though he didn't end up on our team, the way he's added to his game is incredible. It says a lot about the kind of work ethic that he has. Back to you, Kevin.
And as always, Allie, great job. Thank you. Just fired to shoot. Oh, offensive interference.
PLEs, all the players? Well, then those PLEs are going to be on ESPN now. That's $30 a month just for the PLEs. That's over $20 a month for Netflix. You've got your cable subscription, so whatever you pay for that if you want to go watch SmackDown. And Peacock is like, I mean, it varies because people get deals and stuff like that, but there's different tiers. But it's like $10, $12 a month. And Saturday Night's Main Event, they got a new deal with Peacock. So Peacock is going to have Saturday Night's Main Event content, NXT content, kept over there, at least for another year. So from WWE's and TKO's perspective here, I get it, I don't like it. I get that they are across all platforms and they want to maximize profit. and just squeeze the bloody life out of everybody. We're not even talking about tickets yet. But for fans in the US, I find this complicated. I find this just stretching everyone so thin. Because with John Cena's final appearance being dedicated on Saturday's main event, it clearly just tried to boost Peacock numbers. Like, they didn't have to do it on Saturday's main event of all things. It's kind of weird. It makes sense, but you'd think that they would do it at a big, grand PLE, like the Royal Rumble, which is in January. I get it that they announced ahead of time Cena was going to end this whole thing at the end of the year, but with WWE's schedule, you could have done it anywhere else. I mean, you could have made it Survivor Series and just moved things up a little bit. Literally one extra date could have ended everything in November. We're just coming off of WrestlePalooza, one of the grandest shows of the entire year. Just oozing sarcasm out of my mouth hole. We just came off of that, and it was a bit of a dud. You had a big old C, not the offensive one, but the letter grade C from ESPN themselves for how the show was put together and the results of all of it. And you were looking at a card that featured John Cena, you were looking at a card that featured Brock Lesnar, you had AJ Lee, and you just... And that was the big debut on ESPN. Fans themselves were not very receptive of the entire show and thought it was just very mid-level. And so we're going to be building an entire Saturday night's main event card all around John Cena, which makes total sense that you would want to do that. And because it's on Peacock and not on cable like on NBC, you're going to have the freedom of going overtime. So if they want to open up Saturday night's main event with having 2 matches, for example, and then the last hour or whatever it's going to be is dedicated to John having a match, whoever his opponent will be, and then the farewell stuff. I get it. It makes sense in that regard. Now you're forcing people to re-up or get that Peacock subscription. They didn't want. They've already turned around and hypothetically you spent $30 a month on ESPN because that's where pay-per-views are going to sit nowadays. And then you're also going to have to turn around for another month.
Welcome to Star Trek Fleet Command. In this game, you will have to make important strategic decisions that impact your gameplay and player experience. Will you focus on upgrading your warp engines to reach star systems and planets unknown? Will you prioritize upgrading your armaments to deal with threats that might arise? Or will you focus on a more evasive route and build impenetrable shields so you can wander the vast galaxy in peace? Choose wisely and become the captain of your own destiny in Star Trek Fleet Command.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Again, the miss by Murray. Magic leading.
If you think it might rain later, then all you need is this bearskin heavy storm rain jacket. That's because this is the only hiking grade packable rain jacket that's versatile enough to cover and protect any regular outfit, but strong enough to handle a heavier rainstorm when you're outdoors.
This is the only 5-pocket rain jacket that comes with a 10,000mm heavy storm waterproof rating to keep you 100% dry. Wherever you are, thousands of men around the world already love wearing the bearskin heavy storm rain jacket instead of their regular rain gear. Another month and get Peacock.
For the Orlando Magic. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And we'll be back with you shortly. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for Orlando.
You know, so far in this one, these guys have been knocking it down from distance.
Nba2k26 Cole finished with 5. At this point, Brian didn't have any. He makes the move. Now it's like, I'm in that conversation. Now you look at...
Let me get in that conversation. Let me start knocking at that door. Like, you think that's what kind of, where players got the grades? MJ, 6, Cole finished with 5. At this point, Brian didn't have any. He makes the move. Now it's like, I'm in that conversation. Now you look at KD league. Let me get in that conversation. Let me start knocking at that door. Like, you think that's what kind of, where players got the idea of like, shit, if rings is what matters, yeah, I need to go. No, that's what started everybody leaving. But it's a door, it's a fake door. Because those guys ain't in the door, they're in a whole other door. right? And that's the problem. Like, oh, this is a GOAT goal. Right, okay, I want some rings, and you realize, hey, Michael Jordan in here, y'all. He ain't in this ball, y'all. He's right, and it's just one of those things where we're as players, we're factoring in our numbers, right, our rings, and saying, no, we should be able, I have leading title, I beat him in every stat, why y'all not putting me in front of him? And the answer is, he was the NBA, right? Magic and Bird held it, right? They held it. They made it exciting. You know, back when it started, you know, it was tape delay, you know, having dudes sniffed up. Right. It was hot in the mud back in the 80s, right? Even with Jordan, when you talk about the Jordan team, you know, he's talking 80. When I walked in, it was all good. So, so when Bird and Magic was, you know, battling, and when Jordan came in, what they seen was a whole different animal, right? You're seeing something that is different, moves different, talks different, approaches the game different, swag, phenomenal, right? It's the best thing we've seen. I don't give a fuck what he does. This is the best player we've ever seen. Right? It was the eye test. Right? 88, 87, 88. Like, he literally went from the wings, they took the wings off. He got the logo. They gave him the logo in 88. People don't realize that he got the logo in 88. Right? They took the wings off his 80. You got Jordan. Right? So that whole campaign, and that is considered the greatest individual year anybody could have had. That's when he became the best player ever. There was no ring. The rings is just what they use now. Since it was just the way he did it, he carried what we have now, solo mission. It's hard to beat solo mission with stats.
Where that pass was going.
LeBron giving 6 rings right now. And I'm so you're not giving it to him. Right? You're not giving the dude who started this joint. It's tough. Right? You know, so basically everybody just fighting for second. That's interesting. You're talking about 88, 89, right? They're saying he's the best player in the world who's ever played this game. You got somebody with 11 rings, they're like, oh, I did it against white folks. Right? Then you have, you know, the same thing with Will, no matter what it is, it wasn't against like 78 when it merged and you had the best in the world all in one building. That's when stats really matter. When everybody in the world is all together. Right? Julius Erving, all of them, Jordan Irving. Now we're gonna see. So when he came and this is God right here. Right? And everybody defended too. Like, he was doing that while being hand checked. He was doing that while no D3, right? He was doing that while like everybody has the pins so wide. He is the greatest of all time. Speaking of MJ, talked about y'all being one of the last teams to beat a Michael Jordan team in that 95 year y'all went to the finals. He came out of retirement that season. So what was that like? The conversations knowing y'all playing against the Bulls, MJ coming out of retirement. I got Penny, Shaq, and this is the GOAT, and MJ. What was that conversation like when y'all was playing against?
I'm John Foley, founder of Ernesto. I've been shopping for rugs for decades, but I've been frustrated with the buying experience. Too many standard sizes, long wait times, and bad quality. And I said there's got to be something better. So I started Ernesto as a convenient way to get designer quality rugs cut specifically to your space, delivered in as little as 2 weeks. For a limited time, get free shipping on your rug order at Ernesto.com.
Left side Jones. And it's Williamson with the rebound. Only giving up 2 points this on the second. He steps back. Deep 2 for Murray. In it goes. That's his 3rd bucket. He's missed 5 so far.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to
So
be tough
that
with
year,
defense.
I mean, we were number 1 seed in the East. So, and he had missed most of that year. You know, he was still playing baseball. I hadn't come back from playing baseball or whatever yet. And so we dealt with him without him. You know, our record indicated we were exactly where we needed to be. #1 seed in the East going into the playoffs. And so once we got to him, you know, obviously he came back and he started playing. He was wearing number 45. So it kind of wasn't the same right there. And his timing was a little off. He was a little more rusty. And I remember, and a lot of people may not know this, but within that series, I think after game 2, when we went to Chicago, maybe game 2 or game 3, we played the first 2 at home. Jordan changed his jersey back to number 23 because Nick Anderson, after we had won game 3 or game 4, whichever game it was, he said number 45 ain't what number 23 used to be. Wow. And then everybody was like, wow, shut your ass up. I mean, he wasn't far off, you know. And so then we got back to Chicago. He came out at number 23. And I don't even know if you can really do that, you know, to change numbers, you know. I know when you apply for a different number, you got to do it like a year before. You know, to be able to do that. But he changed back to number 23, so when he came out, at first it was like, oh,
That's Jordan again. What was the league like? It had to be a sigh of relief when y'all knew MJ was going to play baseball. It had to be like, all right, this shit is wide open now.
Yeah, I mean, to a degree. I mean, there were good teams. The Knicks were, Knicks were still good. The Pacers had Grant Hill, at that time. The Pacers were going to the Eastern Conference Finals. We had just beaten them. I think it was the year before. To go to the finals, they had Reggie Miller and Rick Smith and Mark Jackson, all the guys that they had. So we're still competitive, but yeah, there was definitely a feeling that it's anybody's title to be taken. Now, on the other side, the team that deal with was the Rockets with Elijah Wan and Bush. We had beat them twice during that year, soundly, handily. And but mid-season they made a trade, and they traded Old Stork and somebody for Clyde Drexler. So we went into that finals